ho! Well, Mr. Sambo Darky Coon, I've got your number.
Did he say Sambo?
Nicked.
Is there anything the matter, officer?
Oh, dear me. Don't we talk lovely, Mr. Rastus Chocolate Drop.
What?
I've done a weekend's training with the SAS.
You think
I
he
could
black?
pull both your arms off and leave no trace of
Oh,
violence.
he wears sunglasses.
Scarman need never know.
What seems to be the
That's-
trouble, officer?
That's white man's electricity or burning ringing that bell. That's
What?
I've got your number, so hold out your head.
Officer, I
White man's electricity.
Cornflakes car competition.
Oh,
Oh, the gloves too.
sorry, John. I thought you was a nick. Carry on.
Hey, guess what, kid?
He need his ass
You
beat.
won a new Ford
Come
Tipex.
on, man.
Come in for Tom. Your time is up.
I think you got the wrong house.
Oh, damn. Oh, he got his soul.
Piece of luck.
Oh, cool thing. The racist dude gets a car. I'm actually very curious because you guys said like this is edited like the Alan Partridge stuff, and because like BBC has been removing the different things. I wonder if that's what they cut out. I'm gonna watch the other episode. I gotta do that right now. I'm gonna look right now and see if that's what they cut out. So I want to look at it, man. I want to see if they removed that joke in this version because that was a fantastic joke.
Ho, ho, ho!
Is there anything the matter, officer?
Now listen here, son. I've done a weekend.
They already cut off the first part.
I could pull both your arms off
The
and leave
sunglasses.
no trace of violence. Lord Scarman need never know.
What seems to be the trouble, officer?
That's white man's electricity or burning.
That's
I've
white
got your
man's
number, so
electricity.
hold out your head.
Officer, I represent Kellogg's Cornflakes car competition.
Oh, the black gloves and
Carry on.
glasses. Oh my
Guess what,
Lord.
kid? You've won a new Ford Tipex.
Come in for Tom.
Dude, they butchered that joke. They cut out both parts. Don't get me wrong, that white man's electricity was like the seasoning, you know? Like the pepper and the salt, like delicious. That's great. There was the seasoning to it. But the meat and veg of the joke was removed. The Sambo Coon chocolate, yada yada yada, and then him calling him like I thought you were a nigger and all that. That was, dude. That joke was like Chappelle Show level stuff, and they ruined it, man. They ruined the joke by adding. I'm glad you guys gave me the full copy, man. I don't understand the purpose of editing this down. This really did a good job. I guess you can still highlight police like racism within the police force and all this type of jazz with a joke like this. I feel like that was part of the purpose of this joke, to get a laugh but also highlight that. I'm not saying that for sure, but I feel like that was the purpose, because they show like the police officer with the low IQ, and then they showed this like highlighting that. That's why I feel like it was a really good joke, because that's one of the things like comedians stuff like that do. They and shows do. They kind of like say things that people think that you can't necessarily like get away with without feeling too preachy or sounding too preachy. And they did a really good job with it with this joke. It makes it more palatable, and it kind of showed that the cop was ignorant. That the cop was an ignorant piece of crap for doing so by highlighting that they had low IQs first. This was a perfect joke and they ruined it. I don't understand why you needed to edit the part out. Don't get me wrong, like it still highlighted it, that thing, like as I said, with like Joe's cops being ignorant, that kind of stuff, where like he burned the white man's electricity, but the words and everything he used was like extra, because these are definitely words that people like that will use behind closed doors. It's not like it's something they're not saying, and I feel like I said, it was the meat and the veg of the joke, and they took it away and they just giving you the seasoning, and they butchered the joke, man. They butchered the joke. It was a good joke. They butchered it, man. Now, if I just saw this episode the way it was, I would have still laughed, and I still would have got the point of the joke. I really would have. I'm not gonna lie. I would have got the point of the joke, and I still would have thought it would have been good. But since I seen the original, me personally, I would have been upset showing this to somebody and seeing the way they added it. I would have been upset, man, for sure. Like, man, they ruined it. But I would have still showed this joke to somebody the way this one is if I never saw the first one. But the main one, way better. So much better. Racism exists within the police force. Everybody knows it. So it exists. So why can't we at least laugh at it? You know? because it might not necessarily undo the damage that's been done, but it does highlight that it exists. So I don't know. I think people might be like, well, it's insensitive, but to me, it highlights something that's the corruption that exists within the police force. Any position of power has some level of corruption. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, whatever it is. Anytime you get a position of power, there are going to be people who are going to take advantage of that power. Doesn't matter. And there's going to be some racial biases that exist within it, you know? An example of what's happening right now is in California, there are Hispanic politicians who were saying a bunch of racist stuff about black people and about other people who are Hispanic, you know, but other like cultures of people like that are under that like umbrella of Spanish speaking like cultures, you know, and they were saying like negative stuff about their skin color, all that stuff. So there's racism within every like group when people get to certain positions of power and they say negative things behind closed doors and they do stuff that impact people's lives with that power they have. So I don't understand the reason to remove the joke. Yeah, man, it was very goofy and well crafted. It was a good joke and a good lead up to it, man. But yeah, I don't like to get into these politics, but this I just felt like the joke was great. I thought it was a really, really good joke. I enjoyed this a ton, dude. Thank you guys so much. I'm glad you guys showed me the full episode. This was fantastic and hilarious. All right, folks. That is it. That is all for this one, man. Hopefully, you guys are happy, safe, and healthy. I was still thinking about this Sambo. You guys have a good one, man. Take it easy. Oh, bless him, dude.